Hello, great minds. You're welcome back to class. Today we shall be discussing the plot of the play Addiction, written by Nicole Bertram. The play Addiction is about Mr. Israel and his family of 2 wives and 3 children. The first wife, Doris, is barren, having injured her womb through badly executed abortion in her school days. The second wife, Esther, has 3 children for Mr. Israel, but they are actually conceived for another man called Richard Nobet. The play opens with the children growing up badly under an absentee father. One of them, Sydney, goes into depression, having found that Mr. Israel was not their biological father. Israel has 2 homes. He stays with his first wife, Doris, during the weekdays and joins his other family weekends. Yet, the family drags on amidst bitterness and distrust. What broke the camel's back was the information Sydney stumbled upon when he arrived home from school earlier than usual. He overhears Amanda, his mother's friend, telling his mother, Mrs. Esther, about a meeting with Esther's former boyfriend, Richard Nobet, and his desire to reunite with his kids. This news sent Sydney into depression. In order to solve the problem at home, Sydney begins to associate with Taiwan Kendi, who are social deviants because they are from a broken home. Taiwan Kendi introduced Sydney to smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, and abuse of drugs and substance. Mr. Israel is worried about Sydney's failing health. He discusses the matter with his first wife, Doris, who expresses a concern. Nobody knows the reason behind Sydney's depression. Meanwhile, Richard increases his tempo and desire to get his kids from Esther and her husband. He never knew that his brother-in-law, Mr. Israel, was Esther's present husband, and neither did Doris know that Richard's lost children were her supposed stepchildren. Israel, who does not know his relationship with Richard's children, agreed to help Richard get back his children. Before they could reach Sydney, his excessive narcotic intakes affected his lungs and liver. He is diagnosed with acute liver and lung cancer. He is then referred to a teaching hospital whose services he considered as woeful. Sydney realized his predicament and regrets his involvement in hard drugs and alcohol. He disclosed to his parents that he has been drinking and smoking. He said his trouble began when he heard that his father, Mr. Israel, is not their biological father, but one Mr. Richard Nobet. Mr. Israel becomes very disappointed. Esther begins to cry and confess her misdeeds. When Mr. Israel found out that Richard, his in-law, owned the children, he was so surprised and falls to his feet. Eventually, Sydney falls asleep in his wheelchair. While Lucia observes that he is dead, she brings other people's attention to Sydney's death, and they begin to cry, and the sound of crying filled the whole place. Now, I hope we have learned 1 or 2 things from this play. Sydney thought that taking drugs, alcohol would solve his problem, as Taiwan Kendi mentioned, but actually it made his health worse and eventually led to his death. Thank you for watching. See you in the next class. Bye.